Hi, I will be talking about my DMT breakthrough experience. But first of all, I'll be talking about my first DMT experience. I've smoked DMT twice, but I want to talk about my first and my second experience just to compare the two. Okay, so the first time I smoked DMT, I was at a friend's house, and um, when I smoked it, I heard an om, and after that, I heard kind of like drumming sounds and tribal chants or something like that. But I could hear the om very distinctively, and then I could also hear some of my friends in the background chattering, whispering, but very indistinct. And then all of a sudden, I saw a lot of geometric shapes, fractals, and a lot of colors just bursting right before my eyes. And my eyes were closed the whole trip because your eyes are supposed to be closed while you're experiencing DMT. And yeah, I also saw these giant people who were kind of like blob like in form, and they were walking kind of like in a line, like they were marching or something. And I also saw these blob like people with triangles on their faces, like large triangles, and then everything started bursting into geometric shapes again. Like I could see the structure of everything and all the lines and crevices. It was really, really trippy. It was a very psychedelic trip. And then after that, I felt elated for a couple of days. I felt very happy. I found a joy in a lot of things that I was doing. I was very appreciative of everything around me. It was a nice trip, um, my first DMT trip. My second trip was like just truly mind blowing. Like, okay, so my second DMT trip, I smoked in the woods. I had a companion with me to hold the pipe because when you smoke DMT, you tend to let go of the pipe after you get to a certain point, and then you kind of need someone to hold it for you. So, yeah. Um, Second time I smoked DMT, I did not hear an om. I didn't hear any chanting. I was kind of looking for that actually. The second time I smoked it, I was like, "Where's the sound?" But I didn't hear anything. And then all of a sudden, I saw these um, people, or these people wearing masks, and they were bringing me to all these different rooms. It was kind of like this place with many, many brightly colored rooms. Like um, these rooms were colored like blue, pink, yellow, like multicolored rooms. And in these rooms, they were like kind of messing with me, like um, throwing all these scents and sounds and smells in front of my face. Like everything I've ever smelled in my life was just being thrown into my face, and like I was absorbing all of it. And then they were crafting my surroundings, like um, molding the trees and the lakes and the skies and everything, like nature. And then they would bring me to another room, and then they would show me all these amazing, beautiful things. And then um, at one point, I felt that um, I wanted to go back home because it felt like I was there for a very long time. It felt like I was there for years. It's really hard to explain, but it felt like I was being shown all these new experiences, and it's like it was like I met our creators, or I met God, or whatever. It was basically like they were trying to show me all these things, like, do you remember this? Do you remember that? It was like, this is your life, you know? It got too overwhelming at one point, and then I feel like they could sense it even though we weren't talking to each other. They were just showing me all these things, and then they were like, okay, calm down, but they didn't say anything. And they were like, okay, we'll bring you back home or something like that. And then they changed everything. They changed all my surroundings, put the birds and the trees and the mat that I was sitting on, and then they had this big white curtain, and then they opened it, and then they were like, open your eyes. And then I just knew that I should open my eyes, and then I was like, whoa, I'm back here. And then I was really, really surprised because I was like, how long was that? And then the person I was with said, 7 minutes or 5 minutes or something like that. And I was like, what? I felt like I was there for longer. I felt like I was there for years. And when I came back, I was like, wait, this doesn't seem right. Because I didn't have that happy afterglow I did the first time. It felt like reality just sunk in. Um, like I was just shown the blue pill in the Matrix, and then I got the red pill or something like that. Like, whoa, wait. DMT is truly life changing. It alters your state of reality, but you really always have to keep in mind that it can only alter your state of reality. It doesn't really, define it. So it was very intense. I felt like I met God or something like that. I know it sounds so weird, but you have to experience it first to say that that what I'm saying is not weird. But yeah, it was truly life changing, and if you're going to smoke DMT, you have to be ready for it because it can really change your state of perception. And for some people, you can get stuck on that idea that that is my life in that trip, and this is not my life. And some of them go crazy, but you have to have that line of separation that distinguishes reality from a trip, because DMT is still a trip, but it's a very hallucinogenic trip, I would say, because it's incomparable to acid or shrooms. It's very spiritual. You will contact other intelligent beings more intelligent than us, like way superior, like light years beyond our intelligence. And I just think it's a very mind-opening experience because a lot of people nowadays they just want to travel to new places and new countries, but they don't want to experience um, these life-altering drugs that can really show you a different state of reality. It was very interesting. This breakthrough experience made me see the world in a different light. Um, it's really, really intense, and I would recommend it. I would recommend it. I'm not like pro DMT, like just if you're gonna do it, make sure you do your research before. It's not something to get high off. It's definitely a spiritual experience. I recommend listening to Joe Rogan's podcasts and stuff like that. All right. Bye.